hop, hip hop, hip hop. Live on Mix FM.
Yo, Fred. Yo, Big Haas. We in the house. We back.
Yes. This beat is by a local producer. His name is Rekta. He's Syrian.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
He sampled Shahrazad. You know, like all the... you know, you've worked with so many amazing artists from the Middle East, man. Like so many amazing artists from the Middle East, such as Arabian Nights, Malika, and many others, really. What are your thoughts on Arab hip-hop? I know this is a question that you've been asked a lot, but I really want to dig deep into that.
I mean, what's there to ask? I mean, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You
Nice.
know, hip-hop music is a form of expression to express your surroundings. You know, in America, they say that hip-hop is the CNN of the streets.
Of the street.
So out here, it'd probably be like the Al Jazeera of the streets or something.
Yeah.
But I think it's good.
Voice
man.
of the street,
The
right.
voice of the streets. And when I say the streets, I don't mean it like in a ghetto way.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
mean it like,
Sawt
you know,
al-Shab. The voice of the people.
Shab, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I noticed one thing out here is a lot of the youth of kids, they don't really have an outlet of a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way for them to express themselves, you know, and it's also, you know, for العربي, poetry is very important. Of
course.
It's just a newer form of poetry.
Right.
You know, the older generation, they, you know, look at it as kind of look down at it because it's from America. And, you know, a lot of American hip hop is like, you know, has a, you know, it's gangster and this, you know, but not all of it is. But out here, you know, they're not, most of the hip hop that I hear is very genuine.
Yeah.
And they're talking about real things.
Their story.
And, you know, there is a few that, you know, are a little bit more extreme than the others, but I don't hear like fake gimmick Arabic hip hop.
Okay.
Like, oh, we're popping bottles and we're driving Ferraris down the street. You know,
Maybe they exist, but I don't hear it.
I don't hear it because I don't see anybody driving Ferraris. You know what I mean? So I get it. And it's I think it's great, man. I love it. And I support it as much as I can when I can. And if I'm asked to do something, I love to support it.
Yeah, mashallah. I know Arabian Nights, of course, speak highly of you, and you've done so much, like, you've collaborated so much. And what do you think of Arabian Nights, man? Like, serious, as a group from Egypt. Salute to Egypt, of course.
I think they're great. I always said they were like the Wu-Tang clan of Arabic hip hop music.
Whoa.
And especially the things that they were saying and talking about happened way before
Any
actual revolution happened.
Right.
So, you know, they were talking about, I mean, you could go and listen to their records and they were talking about everything that the country was feeling, the temperature of what they were feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know, now they're all venturing off and doing their solo things, which is fine too, but they'll always still be a group to me, you know what I mean? Just same thing as Wu-Tang Clan. It's like, okay, Method Man went and did his own thing and this guy went and did his own thing, but they'll always be Arabian Nights forever, you know?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job.
And now they're helping the next generation, and that's what it's about. They're supporting the new kids that are coming up.
Big time.
Yeah, Sphinx and Rush and Ehab and even Hassan Husseini, he's doing his own thing too. So you know, you can't be mad at them. It's hard when you're the first ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know?
Of course. Yeah, a lot of people expect a lot from you. MC Amin, of course, as well, from Egypt.
Yeah, and they're deadly. They're deadly. Their tongue and their writing is incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
I was talking to a rapper from Minneapolis. I'm not sure if you know him. His name is Brother Ali. So Brother Ali is saying that the next big rapper is going to come from the Middle East or Africa. I was asking why. He's saying because there was so much oppression in these, you know, two continents. You know, it feels like this is what hip hop, you know, needs. What do you think about that?
Well, there's oppression all over the world. You know,
yeah, look what happened in the States.
It just doesn't have to come out of oppression. I mean, you know, you got, I mean, one of the biggest artists you have in Saudi is Kasai, and his music is not speaking about oppression. His music is more uplifting. You know what I mean?
Positive.
His music is positive, which you have to have both. He's speaking about, he's got the wedding song, and he's got the song about your father. And that's uplifting, and you gotta have that because people need an escape too. You gotta have something to sing about to be happy about. Nice. You don't want to be singing about bad stuff all the time.
War music, we call it. Like,
I mean, I don't even want to hear. I don't even like. It's so much on the TV that you don't even want to hear it anymore. Right. You want an escape. So but you know, it's like you can't limit to what everyone's going to talk about.
Let me just pick your brain here, man. You know, we don't have Fredwreck in the studio all day, but what you just said is very interesting. Sometimes, don't you think an artist, you know, homework or job is to reflect what's happening as well, not only to uplift but to reflect what's happening?
I don't think that anybody can judge what an artist is going to do. I think that every artist has to do what he feels. He's not responsible for everybody. He doesn't have to. If he lives in the ghetto, he doesn't have to speak about the ghetto. If he lives in a mansion, he doesn't have to speak about that. He just has to speak about what he feels. And you, as the person that listens to it, can analyze it and and it'll tell you what it makes you feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You relate to it however you're going to relate to it.
Man,
so,
dropping jewels on this hip hop. In 2007 you hosted, speaking about Qusay, you hosted Hopna. A lot of people, you were based in Dubai, and a lot of people, thought that it was a really groundbreaking, show, especially in the beginning. Tell us about your experience and how was the show, and there was a lot of talks. Is it going to come back? Are we going to do a series?
It was a fun experience to work with. I mean, the whole crew, and when I say the crew, I mean from me and Qusay to the people that own the channel.
Yeah.
It was like a first time experience, so everybody was trying to figure out what to do, which made it fun too, you know what I mean? But there's also business involved in that, and the business part of it right now is not very good. And me and Qusay have been talking about doing it somewhere else, and so hopefully we'll do it again.
Because right now, certainly now, there's more hip hop than 2007.
Back then it was like we were like really reaching down in the bottom of the barrel to find.
I mean,
things.
I thought,
but we found some good people. Some good artists came out of that, and they're still around today. So
wow.
So inshallah, me and Qusay, we always talk about it.
Yeah.
And people are always talking to him about it because he's on TV. So he's always asking me about it. But I'm so busy back and doing what I'm doing.
But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm sure you'll do it.
If the opportunity presents itself and the flus present themselves with the opportunity, if the reals, if there's reals involved,
dirhams or reals.
Because at the end of the day, and it's fun and dandy, but it's also business.
I hope that happens because I think a lot.
But now you don't even need us to do that show anymore. Now you have the internet, man. All these kids release their own videos. I mean, Muhammad, he always shows me like videos of all these local artists, and I'm like, man, he's got 4 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2 million, 3 million. Like, you don't even need.
Crazy.
YouTube is its own hip hop now.
Correct.
You know what I mean? All the kids go on there, they make their own videos. They can leave comments. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's really great. And it just, and one thing about Jeddah Legends at their studio that's really nice is like they let all these artists come in there and just record, and they have an open door because they really are the leaders of that movement of having this from the ground up. I'm talking about
the guy who's videotaping this, who was of course Jeddah Legends, Raed. Shout out to Raed, man. This guy single-handedly, I think, with the videos that he's been doing, of course, has helped Saudi hip hop. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the amazing Fredwreck here in the studio. Fred, March 15, 2011, hip hop lost an icon in Nate Dogg. And I don't think nobody is not a fan of an amazing Nate. And rest in peace, may his soul rest in power. Tell us about Nate, man, and what he meant to you, because you guys were friends, and you were chilling together, and what he represented for hip hop.
Nate was a very unique individual, and there will be nobody ever like him, I don't think, ever again. He was just he was a great guy, man. And I swear to God, I think about him every single day. Something will remind me of him. And it's unfortunate, it just, if anything from his death, you just have to say to yourself, I mean, the guy died young, and you just, ever since he died, it just made me want to take better care of myself. And, just to be more healthy and just eat right and do the things that he didn't do to make himself stay here, But as far as being an artist, I learned a lot from him being an artist. Like, he could really take any beat or any music and make a hit record out of it. Wow. So I try to think of that when I'm doing something. I'm like, man, what would Nate do? Because Nate Dogg he could sing on anything. Hold Up. Yeah, man. He was anything. Every song he ever did was was just, his voice is like, you know, I was with Damian Marley one day and he was like, man, tell me what Nate Dogg doing, man. It's like he not drinking no water, man. He only drinking molasses. I'm like, and yeah, his voice is molasses, you know?
Oh, man.
And he was just a great guy, and he was just a very talented artist. And I hope you guys get to hear all his music, his new music that we recorded. I mean, we have like hundreds of songs that he's recorded, and we're just waiting for his estate to be settled with the court, so we can get all the hard drives and go through all the files and see what he's recorded. Wow.
Yeah. Fred, I know this is a bit emotional for you, but you know, where were you when you heard, like, you know, Nate passed away?
I was in Venice Beach with my I was in Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And I was actually trying to go see him because I just came back from Dubai and I hadn't seen him in the hospital. And I was making phone calls that week to arrange to go see him, and then it was too late.
Yeah, man. And like I said, may his soul rest in power. I think you've done so much for hip hop, and I think you've affected your life as well. You know, impacted
Definitely.
it.
And I'm honored to be a part of him, you know, part of his music, and have got to collaborate with him. And there's a really good documentary on TV if you guys want to see it. It's actually on the internet. You can search for it.
What's it called?
It's on TV One, and it's called Unsung with Nate Dogg.
Unsung.
Yeah, it's a whole documentary. He's got interviews with Snoop and everybody about his life, and you get to really know about his life growing up and how he became who he is, you know.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing that. You know, I know it's a bit emotional, but you know, like I said, you know, some people when they pass away, their music doesn't go. It stays.
Yeah.
Like a lot of legends, you know, like Sam Cooke, like you know, a lot of people, the music stays regardless, and his impact for what he did with hip hop. It's very important, I think, for the new people to understand what he's done, you know, because I think the new generation doesn't really, they've heard, but they have to know what he's done for hip hop, you know, so.
Yeah, I think he's he's more than hip hop, to be honest with you. So, you know, he's more than hip hop. And he was he was a gospel singer.
He was.
That was from the streets. So he was kind of singing gospel in the street language way. You know what I mean? And almost the same as back in the days when gospel singers would start singing love music. They used to, you know, the gospel church people would say, "Oh, that's, you know, in English, that's haram.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to sing that type of gospel chords and singing, but sing about love." So that's what he did. He's had the church in him, and he was singing about, you know, his street life, basically.
Man. I love this. Is this your remix?
For some reason in my brain, it sounds like I think I did it, but I can't remember.
I don't know. I dig it up on the internet. It's like, it's called "It's Alright," the Fredwreck remix instrumental or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's Missy Elliott.
Yeah, it is, huh?
Yeah.
Sister or something, like, I think.
She used to be called Sister.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the amazing Fredwreck. Hit us up on Twitter, big_Hus. Shout out to Jeddah Legends for making this happen. Big up to Raed, of course, who's going to put this hopefully on YouTube. Hit us up, like I said, on Twitter, big_Hus.